Mobutu Sese Seko, the leopard who ruled a continent in the heart of Africa, flows a river that has seen everything. Empires rise, empires fall, and men who believed themselves eternal. Among them was one who stood taller than all the rest, Joseph Désiré Mobutu. To some he was a visionary, to others a tyrant. But no one, not friend nor enemy, could deny his power. For 32 years he ruled a nation the size of Western Europe, Zaire, commanding loyalty through charisma, fear, and unmatched political skill. This is the story of his rise, his domination, and the wreckage he left behind. Joseph Désiré Mobutu was born in 1930 in Lisala, a modest river town deep in the Belgian Congo. His father, a cook for Belgian officers, died when Mobutu was young. His mother struggled to raise him. Hardship became his first teacher. At a Catholic boarding school, he discovered three things: the power of language, the value of discipline, and the importance of appearing invincible. He devoured newspapers, admired the Belgian officers' uniforms, and learned to mimic the dominating posture of authority. He understood early that power was not given, it was taken. As a young man, he joined the Force Publique, the colonial army. There he studied command structure, how fear controls crowds, and how loyalty can be bought or broken. But Mobutu's ambition stretched far beyond military barracks. He became a journalist, a rising intellectual, and soon an ally to a man who would change his life forever, Patrice Lumumba. June 30th, 1960. The Congo becomes free after decades of colonial rule. Euphoria fills the streets. But beneath the drums and cheers lies a nation unprepared for self-governance. Within days, the country fractures. Soldiers mutiny, secessionist states break away, foreign nations scramble for influence. Into this chaos steps the new Prime Minister, Patrice Lumumba, and by his side, a young, sharp-witted Mobutu. Lumumba had a vision, a united Congo, free from Western manipulation. But in the Cold War era, vision was not enough. His refusal to choose a side made him an enemy to both. The CIA, the Belgians, and Western allies looked for a Congolese ally to counter Lumumba. They found one: Mobutu. On September 14, 1960, Mobutu seized control of the military. Lumumba was arrested, then transferred, then executed. Whether mastermind or participant, Mobutu emerged from Lumumba's death stronger, more trusted by Western powers, and ready for his next move. In 1965, the Congo was exhausted, economically unstable, politically divided, and militarily weak. Mobutu seized power in a bloodless coup, promising stability, order, and national unity. Foreign governments embraced him. Billions in ISM's aid poured in. Mobutu became the West's shield against communism. He rebuilt roads, attracted foreign investment, strengthened the army, and presented himself as the strong leader Africa needed. But beneath the image of reform lay a growing thirst for absolute control. Mobutu launched one of the most ambitious cultural revolutions in African history: authenticity. Its purpose: erase colonial influence and replace it with Mobutu's vision. Congo became Zaire, Leopoldville became Kinshasa, Joseph Désiré Mobutu became Mobutu Sese Seko Bendu Wazabanga, the all-powerful warrior who leaves fire in his wake. In a sweeping economic move, Mobutu expelled foreign business owners and transferred their companies to Zairians, mostly his allies. The result was disastrous. Untrained new owners ran industries into the ground. Production plummeted. Corruption exploded. Zaire's economy began to bleed. In the thick forests of northern Zaire, Mobutu built Gbadolite, a palace so extravagant diplomats called it Versailles in the jungle. Marble halls, gold-plated rooms, private airport, all while ordinary citizens struggled to find bread. Mobutu's wealth grew into the billions. He chartered Concorde jets for shopping trips. He collected mansions like souvenirs. He transformed himself into one of the richest leaders in the world. But luxury came at a price. Dissent was crushed. Opponents vanished. Newspapers were censored. The fear of Mobutu became the true law of the land. Some still admired him, his charm, his discipline, his grandeur, but many lived in fear of the knock on the door at night. When the Cold War ended, Mobutu's usefulness to the West ended with it. The money stopped. The support vanished. Zaire was disintegrating. The army went unpaid. Schools shut down. Hospitals ran out of medicine. Mobutu's rule was crumbling from within. In 1994, the Rwandan genocide spilled into Zaire. Millions crossed the border. Armed militias followed them. Mobutu could no longer control his own territory. A rebel coalition backed by Rwanda and Uganda advanced across the country. City after city fell without resistance. The era of Mobutu was ending. Even Nelson Mandela tried to save him, but Mobutu was out of time. In May 1997, Mobutu fled. Years of illness, corruption, and rebellion had defeated him. He died in exile in Morocco, far from the land he once ruled with iron and gold. Zaire is gone. Congo lives on, reborn, renamed, but not healed. Mobutu left behind a legacy of contradictions, a unifier who divided, a nationalist who enriched foreigners, a modernizer who destroyed institutions, a symbol of African pride and of African tragedy. His story cannot be told without telling the story of Africa's post-colonial struggle, of nations searching for their identity in the ashes of empire. Mobutu Sese Seko ruled for 32 years, but history has ruled upon him forever.